Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. It's your host Vaibhav. In today's session of Daily Stock, we are going to look at the quarterly earnings of a retailer who has defied odds and delivered quite strong results. We saw that its quarterly earnings have been better than the estimates, and that has pushed its share price to the recent high, and it is likely to continue to trade higher for a short to medium term at the least if we are not really even so sure about the long term. Still, I think the trend is quite strong from the short to medium term, and we can indeed try to capitalize on that. So, we will be considering both the sides of the story, the fundamental as well as the technical setup to see what are the levels where we can find the opportunities to minimize the losses and maximize the profit if we get our projections right. This is the quarterly statement, the P&L statement, profit and loss statement of the Costco Wholesale Corporation, which it released on September 20. Sorry, it is for the quarter ended August 28, and I think I have downloaded the wrong statement, but we need not worry. We can immediately get the new quarterly statement of the company. Let us now again go back to the company's investors relation page, and we got the new quarterly results on 26th of this month. So this is the new quarterly statement. All right, here we have it. For the 17th week, fourth quarter, and 53-week fiscal year ended September 3, 2023, we have these numbers where the sales have increased 9.4% over the last year. So year-on-year numbers are showing almost double-digit growth for the company, and this is quite exceptional if we consider the results of other retailers. Not many companies are doing this well, and there are multiple factors contributing to the success of Costco Wholesale Limited, and that has excited the investors as well. We have seen the jump in its share price post the release of these earnings and this outlook, which is now tilted to the bullish side with further upside possible for the share price of the company. We will be looking at the opportunities therein for us to capitalize on this uptrend. Let us now go into the details of the company. Here, the net sales for the 17th week fourth quarter were at $77.43 billion, which is the increase of 9.4%, and for the year-on-year numbers and in annualized term we have the total sales total revenue of the company at US dollar 237.71 billion. These numbers are on the bigger side because this is a retailer. It sells a lot of goods priced higher, and not all these contributes to the higher revenue. Margin in the retail business is always quite thin. You can even say wafer thin. So even on these humongous numbers, the net income of the company is going to be relatively small, but even in the net income there is robust growth. So the company has been able to improve its operating margin while also increasing its total revenues. This is the breakup geography wise. The major market for the company remains the United States, where it operates the largest numbers of stores, and then comes Canada, while other geographies contributing to smaller extent. E-commerce saw negative growth decline in total sales, and the company is promising to take some initiatives to reverse this trend and expand its e-commerce footprint as well. The numbers are on the positive side for all the geographical locations. The total company growth is at 1.1%. The total income in annualized terms stands at 6.292 billion with EPS at $14.16, which is higher, a dollar higher compared to what it was a year back. And even for the quarter, there is almost 15% increase in its net income for the 17th week fourth quarter of the fiscal year 2023. It has also tried to expand its business and opened new stores in the United States as well as in overseas location. So the Costco is on the growth trajectory with sustainable operations, profitable operations. Its model is doing well and it has some unique selling points as well. Now let us go into the fine print of the quarterly earnings. The revenues are higher by almost 10 percentage point with operating income showing healthy improvement in the margin. We have these rise in net income which is available to be distributed amongst the shareholders. So the EPS now is higher by more than 15 percentage point. This is the quarter on quarter numbers and these are the numbers for whole year. The fundamental side of the business remains solid and also its betterment of operating margin is fueling the expectations of further improvement in coming quarters as well, and that has kept the investors excited with new investments pouring in. We have already seen its share price jump higher. This is the balance sheet of the company, the assets and liabilities. The company sitting on quite large amount of reserves. The company is sitting on the 13 billion in cash and cash equivalents. So there is enough of cash at hand for any impact in the near term. while also having options open of further raising the funds from the market as and when required. This is the cash flow statement with total cash flows in positive territory for the quarter. The company's cash position has improved remarkably, with it adding almost 3 billion, more than 3 billion of cash to the cash and cash equivalents at the end of the year compared to the increase of only, actually there was a negative cash flow last year, but now the company has reversed course and it has been able to increase its reserves from the decline which we had witnessed last year. These are the factors which are fueling the company's share price higher. And if we look at the trajectory of the company's share price, these changing scenarios, fundamentals are also visible in the company's share price. If we look at the share price trajectory last year, it had declined substantially and from there on it went sideways. But after the turn of this calendar year, it has found its footing around these 450 level, and from there on it has tried to rally higher. Now we are witnessing this sustained upward momentum, and from the longer term perspective as well, we have this fundamentally sound growth story backing up these technicals. So both these contributing factors, I think, give us enough confidence to look for opportunities to buy where we feel that the risk reward ratio is in our favor. So even if we happen to be on the wrong side of the story, we will have it delivering good amount of profit for us. And if we happen to get it wrong, we will have our losses on the smaller side. There is the daily time frame chart with the formation of higher highs and higher lows. And I feel as long as it holds upward of 500 in the near term, so we have the buffer of almost 15 percentage point from the current levels for these current trade, and that's a large price fluctuation range. But because it is now currently trading at the higher side, we do have to provide for some buffer for it to consolidate. But as long as it is trading above these levels, we have to be optimistic about the continuation of this upward rally. And only thing we can do is keep looking for the opportunities where it is consolidating after correction, and we feel that the opportunity is in our favor with a healthy risk reward ratio. Even in today's session, the momentum is strongly poised on the bullish side, but the only concern is that the risk reward ratio is not really looking that favorable from the longer term perspective. So, that is one factor which is seemingly tying our hands of buying the Costco wholesale shares at the current price. Otherwise, the trajectory is clearly northward, and we can indeed dabble into its shares for investment purposes, because we have seen the technicals as well as fundamentals, and with improvement in the margin and rising revenues, the company is on solid footing, and we can count on it to deliver the positive results for at least a couple of quarters moving forward. Now, in our quest to find optimum risk reward ratio, we also have the short term opportunities. If we lower our horizon, then we can also take the help of the lower time frame charting to see where things stands after the release of the quarterly earnings. There was increased volatility, which was quite expected, and as the company has beaten the expectations and delivered solid results. It has pushed the share price higher by almost 4 to 5 percentage points from the immediate swing low. And as it is sitting on these higher levels, it is simply going sideways. It is in today's session quite stable on these levels of around 570. The range has been fairly narrow in today's session after volatility in the yesterday's session. The trajectory is, as I said earlier, also northward, and we have to now keep looking for the opportunities which might arise in a couple of sessions here onwards. So watch out for these midpoint level of around 550 to 555 in the short term, and as things are looking quite solid, I think if we get some corrections from the current levels and do consolidation on the lower side, we can indeed dabble into the buying of post-war wholesales and expect it to continue to make this formation of higher highs and higher lows. So given that in given these factors, these positive contributing factors, we can be hopeful of the continuation of this momentum and try to capitalize on that. So even if you are not really comfortable buying into the current levels after this sharp increase of almost 5 percentage point, we can wait it out. We can allow it to consolidate further and hope for optimum levels to arise in next couple of sessions. So that possibility is there. We will have to be patient and keep a eye on its share price for next couple of days. So that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous day. Have a fabulous week, and equally fabulous weekend after tomorrow's session, of course. Thank you all. See you next time around. Goodbye.